Hey everyone, welcome to the Introspective Detective channel. My name is Alan Ray, and on this channel we explore life and the human experience through the lens of spirituality. In this video, we're going to examine the question, what is self-awareness and why is it so important? I'm going to make a big and perhaps surprising statement to open this video. Chances are, if you are watching this, you are likely operating almost entirely from your subconscious. Nearly all of your behaviors, your decisions, actions, are emanating from a place inside you of unawareness. Now, most will immediately scoff at such an assertion, and I certainly would have done so in the past as well. So here's our first moment of lucidity right here before us within the confines of this conversation that we're presently holding. So using introspection, ask yourself, what is the reason you immediately rebuffed the notion I proffered that you may be unaware? For a moment, set aside whether my suggestion was accurate. We're not there yet. Instead, let's first take a look at the mental process you're utilizing in this instance. Okay, so again, the notion I offered for consideration was that you're primarily operating from your subconscious, from ideas and feelings beneath your awareness. Now, if I'm wrong, then there's really nothing here for you and you can go on about your day. If I'm right, then this information is hugely relevant to you and of tremendous personal value. The thing for you to consider in this moment is why you didn't allow yourself to look. Look inside for a moment and ask yourself, what is the reason you didn't check to see whether it was true? What is the reason you're closed off internally to investigation? Why was your response in this instance an immediate rebuffal without exploring truth? And in that silence, we begin to become aware of our unawareness. Most, if not all of us, are engaging life and the world around us from a state of unconsciousness. Now, there are varying degrees, of course, and all of this can become apparent through simple observation, through temporarily setting aside the narratives we tell ourselves and just observing. You see, the narrative that we've been given since birth by our friends, family, society, the world around us, is that we're supposed to become smart. We're supposed to all of us. Life is about the idea of pursuing the concept of pursuing the idea of being smart, which ultimately translates into material wealth, and that's life, or so we're told. Well, I pursued that path. I did really well in school. I climbed quite high up the corporate ladder, and I was living the life that most people strive to achieve. And the truth is, I was miserable. None of it made me happy. I had achieved what people refer to as the American dream, and the truth is, for me, that felt more like something from which I had to wake up. The thing I struggled most with was why. Why was I so unhappy when I had everything that I was supposed to want? And ultimately, I didn't know. I didn't know why I was unhappy. I didn't really know why I was doing the things I was doing. I was following someone else's definition of success, and it just didn't feel like me at all. For years, I put myself through tremendous pain and suffering, all because I didn't really know who I was, what was important to me, why, and so on. Those were all just giant question marks in my mind. So what I've learned is that self-awareness is it's a very different mental process than becoming smart. Something else develops within us that's outside of and in addition to the idea of being smart. So rather than focusing on the external world and the accumulation of data, and that's not to say that those things don't contain value, because they certainly do, but self-awareness is educating ourselves about ourselves. It's about discovering who we really are, the real you that's behind fears and doubts and worries. Self-awareness has to do with introspection rather than something external like debate. It's more about reflection instead of proving ourselves superior to another person. It's looking within for answers instead of solely looking outside ourselves. So while becoming smart, can give us a leg up on others in the world, becoming wise tells us that such an advantage is egoic and ultimately illusory in nature. My experience with self-awareness has been one of profound personal empowerment. Formerly, when I tried to live my life in accordance with the expectations and judgments of others, it just made me miserable. I wasn't being true to myself, although I didn't understand at the time what that even was, and certainly not why it bothered me so much. But trying to be someone that I wasn't caused me to feel stressed, anxious, insecure, and like I was just constantly lying to everyone around me, including myself. So as I grew and evolved and began to become more self-aware, I found those negative feelings were replaced with just this natural sense of confidence, but not in an egoic way, of self-assuredness, and just more of a baseline of inner peace. So to begin to sort of summarize things, what we do in life is certainly important. Why we do what we do is certainly more so. So slow down and look inside more often. Rather than listen to the mind tell you what you want, explore quietude with yourself and see what you discover instead. It's listening. It's an inaction. Get to know your true self better, the you that you were before the world told you who to be. For most of us, that means go back to childhood. There's more to you than your mind. Grant yourself the freedom to not necessarily believe everything that you think. And you might be pleasantly surprised at what you find. If you found the information in this video to be of value, please click the like button and be sure to subscribe as well for future content such as this. What has your experience been in this area? Have you experimented with or explored self-awareness? Do you have any tips or tricks that might be of assistance to others? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Decide that you're going to be happy today and that nothing's going to take it away. That unintentional rhyme was free. And I look forward to talking to you all in the next video.